The current unemployment rate in Namibia is estimated at more than 51%. In the capital city Windhoek alone, more than 1,500 day laborers hope to get work for at least a few hours a day. Experts are of the opinion that Namibia needs more small businesses in order to reduce the unemployment rate in the long term. There is no lack of motivation as far as starting businesses is concerned in the hope of securing a constant income. Zibile Moldizio, Hilda Unona from NBC and Brigitta Moll from Deutsche Welle met people in Windhoek that refused to accept their fate.
I need also to be somebody else. Yeah, especially like this. Can be maybe 2 months without sending my child money. And maybe he's thinking I'm working. I want also to help so that tomorrow he can follow my way.
Amutenya Simon waits for an opportunity for work. Since 7 this morning, he and 50 others have been sitting on the curb of a parking lot in the wealthy Windhoek suburb of Eros. Simon looks up, a car is approaching, the driver signals and 3 of the men jump onto the back of the pickup truck. They are lucky the driver wants to employ them for the day. Simon lost his job at a construction company 3 years ago. He then registered with Men on the Side of the Road, also known as MSR. The organization assists its members to secure casual work. Those who are part of it get a membership card. Simon's membership card proves that he has experience as an electrician as well as a craftsman. For the employers, the membership card is an assurance of experience and trustworthiness.
Hello? Mevrouw? Ik werk nog niet. Reno Park.
Finally, a call from MSR via cell phone informs him where to meet his employer of the day. He goes on his way and we accompany him. Simon's employer for the day has a garden where leaves and twigs have piled up. Simon and 2 other members of MSR are tasked with cleaning up the garden. Simon collects the biggest branches by hand and stacks them onto a huge pile. Then he starts raking the leaves together.
I feel very good that I got this job. Any job one gets is money, and money is the only solution to most of my problems. So I'm very happy that I'm here today, instead of just sitting on the side of the road, waiting and nothing comes up.
When he starts his work, Simon does not know how much money he will earn. Only upon completion does he receive his payment, 100 Namibian dollars. The equivalent of this would be 10 euros for 3 hours work. Simon never received any professional training. He dropped out of school after the 10th grade because his marks were not good enough. The organization MSR estimates that there are about 1,500 unskilled day laborers just like Simon in Windhoek alone. Job opportunities are scarce for the unskilled.
I would love to specialize in electrical engineering. I would love to have my own contract company whereby people just phone me and I go and fix their electricity. I just want to work on my own, but in the electronic field.
After the job is completed, we meet Simon at the Men on the Side of the Road headquarters, a solitary building surrounded by tall grass. The big room has windows which open on all sides. The walls and floor are made of stone. Approximately 20 members of the organization meet here this afternoon. They want to hear about the opportunities that Men on the Side of the Road has to offer.
All right, well, thank you for coming. This is our 3rd meeting and the first meeting in our new office. And the computers are here. They're ready for you to use if anybody needs computers.
Men on the Side of the Road has more than 600 registered members so far only in Windhoek. The managing director, Janet Wicks, would like to open similar establishments for day laborers in other Namibian towns. The organization already offers training opportunities and specialization. It also caters for the specific needs of the unemployed. In response to one member's query, they started a computer class. Janet Wicks is aware, though, that she is not able to alleviate unemployment by a large margin.
We work hard to get our members to take ownership of their job search. So although they put a lot of effort into looking for work, it's quite passive effort because they will walk for 2 to 3 hours and sit at one of the job sites for most of the day, and then they will walk back. So they're spending 8 or 9 or 10 hours a day looking for work, but in quite a passive way. We create opportunities, but it's up to you to take the opportunities.
After the meeting is finished, Simon types his CV on the computer. Previously, he did not have any documents with which to apply for a job. MSR provides 2 computers for its members. None of them would be able to afford their own computer.
It's actually my first time to use a computer now. I'm not really an expert because I never had computer classes in my life, but at least with the training, I'm getting there. It is very important for me to come here at MSR because this is where I get my information, be it job or training related, so it's very useful to me.
Namibia's economy has an annual growth of 4%. Herbert Jauch knows why unemployment still remains high. He researches unemployment for the Institute for Labour Resource and Research in Windhoek.
You look at Namibia's statistics, for example, and you can take almost any country in the region. What we export still are essentially minerals and semi-processed or unprocessed agricultural goods. What do we import? All machinery, all consumer goods, the pens we write with, probably even the notepad that we're using here, the chairs on which we sit. Essential consumer goods are not produced locally.
Herbert Jauch says that Namibia needs many more small and middle-income businesses to increase job opportunities for the local labour market. Katutura in the northwest of Windhoek. Historically, this is the poorest suburb of the capital. It was created in the 60s as a result of apartheid politics when the black population resettled here after being forced out of Windhoek proper. Here we visit the SME Incubator Center. SME stands for Small and Medium Enterprises. There are 31 businesses situated in the building complex. The small enterprises are provided with storefronts and production sheds, all with access to running water and electricity. The center developed as a result of an initiative of the municipality and private businesses. It provides the smaller enterprises with affordable start-up conditions. "31-year-old Dafa Mutongolume was employed for 2 years after having completed her training as a beautician. Today, she has a small business in the SME Incubator Center. The idea to establish her business developed while she was preparing her cousin's wedding. After she found that there were no suitable candles on the market, she decided to produce them herself. Dafa did not have the required startup capital. She applied for a loan from the Development Bank of Namibia, which is financed by the Namibian government.
I was so prepared that I already wrote a business plan. I was so ready that I didn't want to be unemployed. Sometimes I don't even have a spray to buy. And I didn't want to be in that situation anymore. I wanted to look like other girls with a Brazilian hair. So I say through that, it drives me to go further.
The Development Bank approved her idea. The intense preparation was worth the effort for Ndafa.
They gave me a 30,000. I did not eat that money up. I made quotation. I spent the whole 30,000 into my business. I bought wax, I bought whatever. I already had a list. What do you need to start up candle business?
The money was provided by the Development Bank of Namibia out of their Innovation Fund. For Ndafa, who markets her candles herself, the decision to become self-employed was the right one.
Business, it's a risk. I was so strong that time that I started telling people about candles. People started coming. I went to approach one of the lodges that I supply now. Then I saw that wedding planners were coming to me. People were coming. I didn't believe that things like that will happen.
These days, Ndafa produces more than just candles. She still works with wax, but now also uses the material to create wall ornaments. Meanwhile, she also delivers table decorations for her clients' festive occasions. For example, flowers and napkin rings. Her business is growing impressively well.
I have him as a candle maker and then I have a secretary. But I think I have to employ another person because then the orders are getting more and sometimes it's too much for him and I'm not there now. I cannot sit here anymore. I have to do marketing.
The Namibian government is now planning a bank solely for small and medium enterprises. The new bank will provide loans well below the average interest rate. This should simplify the process of establishing small businesses, which have so far provided 20% of Namibia's total amount of jobs. For Simon, the prospect of owning his own business lies in the distant future. In the evening, he returns home. His shack in the suburb of Havana is made of wood and corrugated iron sheets. There is a small wooden bench in the dusty entrance and a radio on the table. A pot with maize meal is awaiting Simon on the shelf at the back. Simon lives in this hut with his two sisters. His wife and children live in the north of Namibia. He goes to see them at most every 3 months, depending on his financial situation.
If things go well, I'd really love to bring my child to Windhoek, even just for holidays or for school. But at the moment, it's just not possible. The place is still small and there's just no one to take care of her. But if I get a better job, I'll bring my child to Windhoek. For now, I'll just keep fighting for my future, because at the moment I don't really have one, but I just won't give up like that.
Simon wants to take part in the next training for electricians that MSR will provide. Once he has completed it, he is sure his life as a day laborer will be something of the past.
This program was compiled and produced by NBC and Deutsche Welle.